Oh, dude, this thing is insane. Holy cow. '25 Wagoneer S. For those of you that don't know, this is Jeep's all new fully electric SUV. Now, while it shares the Wagoneer name and the 4xe name, actually, it's significantly smaller than the regular Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Much, much smaller. It's not even as tall as something like a Wrangler that you see behind me here. So, interesting that it shares a name. It's not, I wouldn't call it a small car. Inside, it has a good amount of room, but exterior, it's nothing like the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. It's probably even shorter than a Grand Cherokee. Obviously, the big question with anything electric is what is the range? This one is almost 300 miles of range, and it gets the equivalent of almost 100 miles per gallon. That is pretty crazy. That's pretty impressive. The biggest thing with any new vehicle is always going to be price. This one is no different. It has an MSRP of almost $67,000. There's a dirty secret about electric cars that I'm going to share with you guys here in a little bit. And honestly, for that money, I don't know. We'll see. Let's check it out. Let's drive it. Let's see how it is. On the inside, this car is absolutely beautiful, as you would expect with a Wagoneer and a CDJR product nowadays. It looks very familiar. Functions very familiar to the all-new electric Chargers. If you guys have checked out any videos on that, it is very, very similar. I'm going to put the window sticker up right here. As you can see, this particular one is a limited. It has the name 4xe. Not a ton of options, so this one is fairly basic, if you can call a car like this basic nowadays. But there's one feature that's missing that I couldn't believe it when I couldn't find it. I'll show it to you guys here in a minute. Okay, so to give you guys a little better look around the interior, here's kind of your driver profile. You've got dual screens here, right here. This is your door latch, I guess you would say. It is a button right there, kind of an interesting idea. This does have the hands-free driving assist as well as adaptive and regular cruise control. Buttons on the back, per usual with the CDJR products. You do have drive modes. Your start button is right there. But, like I was saying that feature earlier, I live in Arizona. It is 80 degrees outside. I would like to turn on my cooled seats, except it doesn't have them. I don't understand why this car does not have cooled seats. It has perforated leather, heated seats, and you can actually see where the button is supposed to be, but it's not there. But as per usual, guys, you don't come to my channel to see all the features. You come to my channel to see how they drive. I just brought it back here and ran it through the wash. So far, it feels like it drives really nice. That's one thing, as much as I almost hate to admit it, I actually do enjoy driving a lot of the electric vehicles. It doesn't really bother me, as long as you're realistic about what they are, the range limitations, having to charge, blah, blah, blah. From a daily driver/commuter perspective, I think they definitely have their pros and cons, for sure, right? But honestly, driving them is incredible. As per usual, it would not be a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram product if it didn't haul ass, right? And just in general, they have a reputation to uphold, and this one does not disappoint. It is 500 horsepower, and you can get them up all the way to 600 horsepower, which will do 0 to 60 in 3-point-something seconds. As we're getting ready to make our first turn here, you can see it does have the feature where you have a camera that shoots down the side when you put your blinker on. I'm personally kind of a fan of that feature. Not something I've ever had in a vehicle I personally own, but it is pretty cool. One thing I do notice already, just like the Charger, I set the camera at about my eye level right here, and you guys can tell I can't see very much under this gap right here. Such as life is what it is. A lot of vehicles are like that nowadays with how big a lot of these things are, but it is what it is. Okay, I put it in sport mode. We're on a closed road, of course. Don't try this at home. When this light, or, you know, the race light turns on this back road, I'm going to do a 0 to 60. Let's see what she's got. Oh, Dude, this thing is insane. Holy cow. That is one thing that's really cool about the electric cars, is this one being 500 horsepower, which I don't want to say only, but there's obviously a lot of cars with more horsepower on paper, right? There's a lot of cars with more power, but with electric, you have instant power. You literally touch the gas, and if you put it down, you have 100% power to the wheels pretty much instantly. That is one thing that is so much different than in all the gas cars that we love so much. Obviously, I understand there's no replacing the sounds of the gas. You don't have to preach at me. I completely get it. I'm on the same page. But for what they are, these electric cars are fun to drive. They, look at it with an open mind. Like I say, daily driver perspective, something like that. I could definitely own one of these. I shouldn't say own because of that thing I'm going to talk to you guys about. Let's just get into it. I think electric vehicles really only make sense if you lease them. Why do I say that? Because A, the government gives you a stupid amount of money when you lease one. B, if you have any qualms or reservations or any questions about the longevity, the capabilities of electric, any of that stuff, doing something like a 2-year lease, taking the government's free money, right? And after 2 years, if you don't like it, you can ditch it or whatever. It just gives you a lot of freedom. And at the end of the lease, guys, you can buy it, you can do whatever. Obviously, if you want to buy it and you want to tell me cash is king and you can't afford it if you can't write a check, I get it, okay? But truly, I think electric cars at the moment, the best thing to do is lease. Like I say, you get a ton of money from the government, your payment's low, whatever. If you have any qualms, you get to try it out for a while. I don't think you're going to be disappointed when you have one of these, as long as you have a realistic expectation of what it is going into it. On the freeway here, we got active driving assist set up, 75 miles an hour, and it is incredible. It is keeping me pretty much all the way in my lane here. You just have to touch the steering wheel. You still should pay attention to the road. I know they're not miracles. Don't let it drive for you, whatever. It does have that functionality and capability. It's very smooth. It's incredibly quiet in here. It is a very, very nice car, big sunroof, the whole 9 yards. Let me know what you guys think so far. Obviously, you guys are the ones buying these for the most part, or leasing them, or whatever. Let me know what your general thoughts and impressions are. I think they did a really good job in total. I honestly didn't expect to like a lot of the electric stuff they're coming out with, like the Chargers and the Wagoneer S and things like that. But I will say, and this has been the impression of everyone I know that's actually got in them and driven them, they are a joy to drive. They did a really, really good job with these cars. It appears, at least early on. Obviously, some time will tell. However, I really don't think people are going to be disappointed. These things drive incredible. As per usual, guys, this particular vehicle is for sale at Tempe Dodge in Tempe, Arizona. I am the fleet manager here. If you email me down below, you receive an extra $500 off of any new car that you see advertised on our website, which will also be linked below. But enough of that. That is going to wrap up our drive and look of the Wagoneer S. Let me know what you guys think. Overall, I am impressed. The driving aspects of it are incredible. It's a joy to drive. Wish it had a couple more features for the price point, but they don't exactly call me and ask when they're building these things, so it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.